What is going on, baseball fans, and welcome back to the show. Thanks for starting your week off with me here on the channel, and this is Orioles Today. I am Sean Ferguson, and the O's have won 3 in a row. They look so good in these wins, and you guys could be winners too by getting in on the action with Kalshi, today's sponsor, where you can trade on real-world outcomes, including like on your Baltimore Orioles when they play tonight. Just use code FANARCHBASEBALL and get $10 when you trade $10. Big thanks, as always, to Kalshi for sponsoring the show. And we've got a packed episode for you guys, breaking down the latest news, diving into those numbers, and hitting all the biggest storylines surrounding your Orioles. So if you guys do enjoy today's episode, do me a favor and high five that like button. And if you live and breathe Orioles baseball, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a daily update. And the Orioles are rolling in this series at Tampa Bay that's closing out this 10-game road trip. And I did not have high hopes coming into this series at all. I got them back now. Just to give you a little perspective, the Orioles came into this final 4-game series to round out this 10-game road trip 2-4 on this road trip so far, losing both series before this one, losing 2 out of 3 in both. And 5 games below 500, 58-63 overall, last place in the AL East. But somehow still only 2 games out of an AL wildcard spot. We've talked about it all season about how down the American League is, and it just shows it. But it's leaving the door wide open for the Orioles if they can figure out how to put it together. Even with everything that's happened this season, they could still get in if they can put it together. And the Rays, the complete opposite. First place in the AL East, one of the best records in all of baseball, the best record at home in all of baseball. And the Rays also came in with an active 9-game winning streak into this series. But the Orioles, they put the returning Chris Bassett on the mound Friday's game 1, and he looked pretty good out there. 2 earned off 5 hits and 5 and a third rather. And the bullpen looked good up until we got to the closing pitching situation. You have no Felix Bautista, you have no Ryan Helsley, and you traded away your presumed closing pitcher in Tyler Wells. So now it's who you're going to put there. They put Cano there. He gave up 3 earned off 3 hits with a walk in 2/3 of an innings. Cam Sanders does come in to save the day, and the Orioles win 6-5, snapping the Rays' 9-game winning streak in a really big win for the Orioles. And it was also in a game where Gunnar looked really good. I just feel like he can get it going at the end of the season with all the talk surrounding him. Maybe this is the chip on the shoulder that he needs. He goes 4 for 4 in that game, including his 20th home run of the season. So good to see from Gunnar. And then Saturday's game 3. Again, and by the way, Friday's game 1, the Orioles nearly coughed it up again with Cano giving up those 3 runs. The O's led 6-2 going into the 9th inning. They hold on to win it 6-5. A little bit of deja vu. Saturday night's game 2, the O's led 3-2 going into the 9th, and the Rays tied it at 3. We go to 10 innings where the O's win it 4-3, and that is behind another good start, this one, of Kyle Bradish, 2 earned of 7 hits. He did have 4 walks, and that was in 6 innings. And the Orioles bullpen does the rest. Kittredge is the one who gave up the tying run. But again, Cam Sanders comes in to shut the door on Tampa Bay. And the Orioles win it. And this was behind a good outing and a good performance, I should say, from Pete Alonso. He hits his 27th long ball in the year, 3 for 5 game for him. And the O's rolling with a little momentum on the road at one of the toughest places to play in all of baseball at Tampa Bay. Yesterday's game 3 of 4 of the Orioles, they put Trevor Rogers on the mound, and he himself had a great outing. 2 earned off 7 hits with a walk in 6 innings, and the O's exploded. The O's trailed 1-0 after 4, and I watched this entire game at home. I made sure I got everything else done. So I just want to watch some Sunday afternoon baseball, and I'm really glad I did. Freddie Peralta looked good through the first 4. I think he went 4 2/3. And then the bullpen came in, and the Orioles went to town. 3 runs in the top of the 5th, 7 runs in the top of the 6th inning that all came on 2 outs. It started with 2 outs and nobody on, and the Orioles scored 7 runs. 10 runs off 9 hits for the game as the O's win it easily 10-2 as the bullpen comes in behind Trevor Rogers and does the rest. Hoppy, Wolfram, and Albert Suarez close the door. And the Orioles, they look so good in this game offensively in those 2 innings. That's all it took. Jackson Holliday, RBI single. Pete Alonso, 2 RBI double. Then you had a Colton Cowser, 2-run home run. He hit another home run. He has 2 in this series. Then a 2 RBI double from Jackson Holliday. A 3 RBI double by Christian Encarnacion Strand. It was great to see. And the Orioles have now taken the first 3 out of 4 in Tampa Bay. They, again, will go for the 4-game sweep at the Rays tonight. And The Orioles now just 2 games below 500 at 61-63 overall. They dropped the Rays to 74-49 overall, 41-21 at home. And with the Orioles winning 3 in a row, a lot of things have gone their way as well, including the Blue Jays and the Rangers both losing yesterday. The Orioles are now officially holding on to that final American League wildcard playoff spot. We will talk about that here a little bit more later on in today's episode. We will get there, but a great series so far for the Orioles. That will conclude tonight. The O's now up to 5-4 on this 10-game road trip. They are right back in to the swing of things, and it has not been. They look great, but it has not been perfect. You look at Saturday's game. Friday and Saturday nearly blew both games because of the bullpen. You look at Saturday's game. They struck out 15 times. 15 times as a team were still able to win. So the offense, the defense, they still have those inconsistencies. Yesterday, it was sloppy. It didn't look great, but they got the job done. There was twice, I believe, in the second inning for Leody Taveras out in right field where he had a terrible path to the ball. Still made the catch. The light was getting to him. He got it done. Didn't look pretty, but he got it done. Same thing with Encarnacion Strand over at third. He made some great plays. The ball was hopping on him in weird spots. He was getting it done. Wasn't pretty, but they're getting it done. Same thing with the bats. 15 strikeouts combined in Saturday's game. Not pretty, but the bats are getting it done. They're giving enough run support to the starting pitching that they've desperately needed over the last couple of weeks, last month or so, that you just haven't seen, and it's been there. And they're doing it against one of the best teams in the entire league, which is awesome. And guys coming up in huge spots like Gunnar, like Alonso, like Cowser, like Encarnacion Strand. It's awesome to see, and they have an opportunity to sweep the Rays tonight in Tampa. The Orioles have won 6 straight overall against Tampa Bay. You absolutely love to see it, and one of the biggest reasons offensively is Pete Alonso. You traded away Taylor Ward, you traded away Adley Rutschman, 2 of your best consistent bats. Blaze Alexander was red hot, on fire. He gets hurt. He's out. Who's going to step up? And everyone talked about Pete Alonso and was getting on him because he had one of his slowest starts to his career. And they were, he got all this money and now he's just dialing it in. But all my Mets fans, friends were telling me, hey, don't worry. This guy's going to deliver. He's going to get you 30 to 35 long balls this year. Just be patient. He'll get there. And you could see the passion this guy has for the game. He likes being in Baltimore. He likes the fan base. And he loves what he does, and you can see it out there, the passion that he has. And he has slowly but surely turned it around. This is kind of what you hope for Gunnar this year, which hasn't been the case. But Alonso definitely has, hitting 264 on the season now, 27 home runs, 80 RBIs off 123 hits. And this is the kind of leader that you were hoping that Alonso could be, and he's definitely going to get over that 30 home run mark this season, which is great. Last year, again, no Oriole hit over 17 home runs. Now you have Alonso with 27, and you have Henderson with 20, so you got 2 over that mark now. But you can tell Alonso's veteran presence there. He's leading that clubhouse, and this team is really responding to that. And it's definitely been that next man up mentality, with Narvaez there catching, Pozo catching. Those 2 guys were not in the plans at all for this season, but they're there now, and they're doing everything they can to help the team. Pozo came up with some big catches on tip balls for strikeouts. I believe he had 3 of them yesterday, and he had some funny situations when it came to walks. Watch the videos. And he also made a hustle play at home plate to score as well. And then Encarnacion Strand, he wasn't in the books for this one, but Blaze Alexander goes down. They grab him, and he's playing fantastic baseball. And Alonso, they weren't expecting him to have as slow of a start as he did. He did, but he's turning it on and being that leader and being that player that they knew that he could be. And it's really taken the Orioles to where they are right now. Over the last 2 months alone, he's hitting .281 with 52 hits, 11 home runs, 30 RBIs, and he's got 31 runs scored. That's over the last 2 months, rather. So that's 50 games there. Great stats from Alonso. Again, great to see considering how he started, which it wasn't great. And you were saying, is he in his head? Is it this? Is it that? No, it was new place, new vibes, just new everything. And it took him a minute, but he's there now. And I'm very excited with the Alonso that we have. And again, I'm in the same place. I definitely believe he's going to hit over 30 home runs this year for sure. And they're going to need it. They're going to need that type of Alonso who's having a fantastic series in Tampa Bay to continue that, especially against how tough this schedule is here on out. And again, we'll talk about that here in a moment. But very happy with this series that he's had and overall how he has turned into the leader that we knew that he could be. And I do want to talk about pitching, but before we get there, guys, it's baseball season, and that means you can now trade every single game on Kalshi. On Kalshi, you're trading against peers in a live market, meaning there's no house. And as the probability changes, you can buy in and out of your position. And seriously, guys, you can trade on just about anything on Kalshi. We're talking sports, news, entertainment, weather. If people are talking about it, there's probably a market for it. But most importantly, you can trade on baseball, which is what really matters around here. The Orioles right now are trading back up at 29% to make the postseason, meaning a $100 trade pays out about $335 if they make it. The O's are also trading at 44% to beat the Rays tonight, meaning a $100 trade pays out about $233 if they win. For a limited time, download the Kalshi app and use code FANARCHBASEBALL to get $10 when you trade $10. That is KALSHI, Kalshi, trade on anything. And the starting pitching has been rock solid for the Orioles. Again, just like we talked about Alonso and a lot of parts of this team, the starting pitching got off to a slow start. It's not what we expected. Guys that are there now aren't who we thought would be there. You know, Zach Eflin gets hurt. Trevor Rogers, slow start. Kyle Bradish, slow start. And then you see Dean Kramer come up, then he gets traded. Then they call up Cade Povich, and they call up Brandon Young. And these guys, weren't on the team when the season started. And they have slowly but surely turned into a really rock-solid starting rotation. And that is a big reason of why they are where they are. Again, you can say, well, they're still 2 games out of 2 games below 500. Yes, I understand that. A lot of that has to go to the defense and the hitting, the offense, because a lot of wasted starts this season for the Orioles with how good that these guys have been. And it really makes you happy with the future going forward with Shane Baz being extended, Kyle Bradish being extended, and we'll see they have the money to extend Trevor Rogers. I really hope that they do so. And that really kind of gets you in a place where you don't have to do a whole lot in the offseason. You want to replace Chris Bassett, but you have 4 starting pitchers there, and Shane Baz, Kyle Bradish, Trevor Rogers, and Brandon Young that I would really like to see going forward. Now you can spend more money getting another guy, a 5th guy in that rotation, but spend more money on the bullpen for sure. When it comes to pitching, you still want to add another bat in the outfield and things like that. But just talking about pitching, at this point, I would be happy with just adding one more guy to who we have by extending Rogers. And again, you already have Young, Bradish, and Baz, and just rebuild that bullpen up a little bit more to really help out the starting pitching a little bit more. Just add a little more veteran presence in there, and there's definitely going to be guys in free agency or via trade like we saw this past offseason that you're going to be able to go out and get. But, I mean, what you've gotten from this bullpen so far this year from the starting rotation this year has been remarkable. You've got Shane Baz, ERA at 4. Kyle Bradish is at a 3.65. Brandon Young's at a 3.33. And Trevor Rogers got his down to a 4.15. And those 4 guys alone, it's not where we thought they would be. But to have 4 guys, 2 of them are sub 4 ERA. Shane Baz is literally on that mark, and Trevor Rogers is just about there. It's fantastic. Hopefully Brandon Young can get his 10th win of the year. He'll be the first Oriole to get double-digit victories. But the 3.65 by Bradish with his 124 strikeouts, that's leading you to believe he's going to be your ace going forward. So a big part of the Orioles' success, of course, when we talked about on this channel before, is their bullpen. Oh, I keep getting into that. Is their starting pitching, and they've been really good there. And, again, very excited for the future. But, again, there is still hope for this season because they are holding on to a playoff spot right now, and some guys are really starting to turn it on offensively for the Orioles. Hopefully they can keep that going and it's just not flash in the pan. And this rotation continues to be extremely, extremely consistent. But let me know down in the comments how you guys feel about this starting rotation going forward and if you believe that they should extend Rogers or if not, who they should go after in the offseason. And you're saying there's a chance. You are saying there's a chance. And why is that? Because after the Orioles won yesterday afternoon, the Blue Jays lost and the Texas Rangers lost. And with that, the Orioles are officially holding on to that third and final American League wildcard playoff spot. This right now, if the season ended today, would have 4 teams out of the AL East in the postseason, as the Yankees, Red Sox, and Orioles are all holding on to those final playoff spots. But the Rangers are a half game out. The Blue Jays, Guardians, Tigers, a game out. The Twins, game and a half out. And the Mariners are 3 games out. So you essentially have 7 teams fighting for that final wild card spot right now, as the Yankees are sitting tight with theirs. Red Sox are looking pretty good as well. So 7 teams fighting for that one spot that the Orioles currently hold on to. But you're saying there's a chance. Absolutely. And this is what I've been talking about. It's the Orioles have so much talent on this team, so much potential on this team. They absolutely can do it with how well the starting pitching is, how good the bullpen has been. They can do this. And you're finally starting to see Pete Alonso. I mean, he's been one of the better hitters in the last 2 months. He's just leading this team. You have these guys that are stepping up like we talked about, like Encarnacion Strand, who is hitting so well. Jackson Holiday is hot right now. Cowser is hot right now. So we need to keep that going if this team has a chance, despite all the moves they made at the trade deadline, getting away consistent at-bats from Taylor Ward and Adley Rutschman and pitching from Dean Kramer and Tyler Wells. They have an opportunity to make the postseason this year still, as they're holding on to that final spot. And yes, they have a chance. No matter what anyone says, I get the inconsistencies, I get the offense, I get the defense, but with how down the AL East is, or what the American League rather is, it's leaving the door wide open for this team to make it. They're currently holding on to it. There is still a ton of baseball left to be played. I think we're at 38 games left. There is so much that can happen over those final 38 games, especially because of how difficult the Orioles' remaining schedule is. You got the Yankees coming up. You still have to play one tonight in Tampa Bay. So it does not get any easier from here on out. I'm super excited of how well they looked, but they have to keep this play up. They cannot play 500 baseball the rest of the way. They have to play, I say 625, 650 baseball going forward, but they can't continue to play 500 baseball. They need to continue to elevate a little bit more. Getting the sweep tonight will go a long way. So we'll see how long they're able to hold on to this final wildcard spot, but they absolutely do have a chance. And right now they're holding on to it. So just look at the standings as long as you can right now, because I'm not saying it's going to be there for a long time, but I'm super pumped of how they've been playing lately in this series especially, and where they are at right now. So let me know down in the comments if you guys believe the Orioles will hold on to that final playoff spot and make it. And if not, tell me why. But guys, that is going to do it for today's episode. If you were a fan of today's episode, do me a favor and high-five that like button. And if you're a fan of this content, subscribe and get yourself daily notifications for all of these daily video drops covering all things your Baltimore Orioles. I will see you guys on the very next episode. This is Orioles Today. I am Sean Ferguson, and let's go O's.